Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. I am Professor Dr. Ashfaq Ahmed, Associate Dean, Faculty of Allied Health Sciences. On the behalf of University of Lahore, as well as Afro-Asian Institute of Medical Sciences, I warmly welcome you all on this wonderful webinar on role of SPSS for data analysis. Now, I would like to introduce our today's presenter, that is one of our best friend as well as the most competent person in the field of biostatistics, that is Dr. Asif Hanif. He's associate professor at Faculty of Allied Health Sciences, also director biostatistics department at Faculty of Allied Health Sciences. Recently, he has done his PhD in the field of biostatistics. He has, mashallah, more than 200 publications, and no one can deny the role and contribution of Dr. Asif Hanif while supervising, co-supervising, and so many other assistances and article writing, synopsis writing, thesis writing. So we are lucky that we have got the person like Dr. Asif Hanif with us on board. So I would like to, before I would like to invite Dr. Asif Hanif, I am extremely thankful to Afro-Asian Institute Medical Sciences and the Chairman Board of Governors of Afro-Asian, Professor Dr. Said Amir Gilani, who is also Dean of Faculty of Allied Health Sciences at University of Lahore, that he has provided us an opportunity, especially during this COVID, to get online knowledge from the people like I think we have got a few webinars in the last few weeks, like Professor Dr. Said Amir Gilani, Professor Nawaz Anjum, couple of few international well-renowned speakers. And in future, we also have a series of webinars in different fields of allied health sciences, inshallah. So with this, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Asif Hanif to please carry on with your lecture. Thank you so much.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to all of you and thank you very much for joining our free webinar on Introduction to Data Analysis using SPSS. Thank you very much, sir, for providing me the opportunity to talk about the very hot and very important topic, especially for medical researchers and especially for postgraduate students who are working in the field of medical sciences and allied health sciences. First of all, thank you very much. Secondly, thank you very much to the platform provided by University of Lahore and Afro-Asian Institute of Medical Sciences. And thank you again for giving us the opportunity here to talk about the very important topic. Thank you very much for introducing me and I'm really thankful to you, sir. First of all, before going to the major content of Introduction to Data Analysis using SPSS, let me have an overview about data and its types. As all of you know that data is collection of observation in a scientific way. The word scientific way I have added here so that we can make a very clear picture of scientific data analysis. And there are mainly two types of data, like one is qualitative data and other is quantitative data. We need to differentiate between two types of data before going to usage of SPSS and before going to advanced analysis using SPSS, because many a time this is my experience that we enter and analyze data without knowing the type of data. And many a time students make many mistakes regarding the appropriate data analysis and even for the data entry. So I will discuss few data entry tips. While I will be discussing the data entry tips, you need to keep these two types in your mind. So this is very major and core part of data analysis. Qualitative data mean when the responses are not in number. For example, if someone asks me what is your blood group? I will never say my blood group is 6. And if I ask someone, what is your gender? No one will reply me with the number. So when the response and when the reply is in non-number form, this is qualitative data. And when the response is in numbered form mean like if someone asks me about my age, I will tell a number. For example, I say 36, 7 years. And if someone asks about your weight, you will definitely reply with like 53, 75. So when the responses are in number, this is quantitative data. And when the responses are in non-number or in characteristics, this is qualitative data. Among quantitative data, there are major two types of quantitative data are discrete data and continuous data. Continuous data is a type of quantitative data that can pass through each and every point. Like that is, if the data is possible to measure between 2 and 3, 5 and 6, 9 and 8, this is continuous data. And if it is not possible to measure the data in each and every possible decimal between 2 units, this is discrete data. For example, if someone asks about HB level can be 11.2, 11.3, 11.4, 11.5. And I usually give example of discrete data to make better understanding. If someone asks me or I ask someone how many brothers and sisters you are, no one will reply, my brothers and sisters are 2.6 or 7.2 or 4.6. So when the responses are in a numerical form and data comes in jumping form, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The real example, the very good example is number of brothers and sisters, number of friends, number of student in a class, respiratory rate, heart rate, pulse rate. They are all type of discrete data. And if we can measure it in each and every possible unit, this will be the continuous data. Another very important thing in context of data analysis using SPSS, while entering the data, we need to adjust some setting for our data. Like if our data is qualitative or categorical, it may be of nominal and it may be of ordinal. Nominal and ordinal mean when the categorize shows only the to differentiate the characteristics. It is nominal scale. Like if someone asks about the name of brand of your mobile, you will tell only the name. There is no quantity, there is no natural order, there is no ranking. Might be the ranking that show the better brand. I will not talking about that characteristics and quality. Just name. I'm talking about the just name. Like if I talk about the gender may be male or female, the blood group may be A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, and so on. And if I talk about the ordinal severity, in ordinal, severity of pain, stage of the tumor, education status, socioeconomic status, and a similar way in which we can rank the categories, we can order the categories. Let me explain again. In gender, we cannot rank it. In severity of pain, in grade of tumor, in socioeconomic status, in educational status, we can rank it. So if I talk about the quantitative data, I have written here the word scale because in SPSS, there is no concept of quantity. It will ask you whether it is nominal, whether it is ordinal, or whether it is scale. If the data is in quantitative form, the quantitative form means it will be scale, whatever it is in interval or ratio scale. So how many of you know about the SPSS? You can ask yourself and can respond very well. If I tell you the little background of SPSS, it is originally statistical package for social sciences, and later it is modified or read to statistical product and solution. First time it was released in 1968 by Norman, and it was 1968 when it was served as a big calculator. And now there are different versions of SPSS, like the latest version is 27. If any of you want to download, I have given here the link. You can see the latest version of 27 can be downloaded. Definitely it will be a trial version. If you want, you can purchase from the site. the major uses of SPSS are actually managing small and big data, calculating new variables, select or weight cases in data, describe the data like frequencies, graphs, and different descriptive statistics. And we can also make hypothesis testing, that is a branch of making statistical inference using different tests, like you have listen about t-test, chi-square, correlation test, analysis of variance, regression, factor analysis. So all we can make these analysis using SPSS. And if the latest versions are not available with you people, do not you worry, no problem. All these analysis can be done even with the basic version of the statistics, basic version of the SPSS. We can also check reliability of data, and many more commands can be handled using SPSS. Many more advanced analysis can be done using SPSS. So components of SPSS, if I talk about, there are major 5 components of SPSS, like there is a data editor, there is output window, there is syntax window, there is script, and chart editor. While using data analysis, while using SPSS for data analysis, you can do many things. Like you can enter data, you can analyze data, you can see your output window, you can see your data editor, you can edit your data, you can write a syntax, you can even do the programming in SPSS, you can write your own script, and you can write, you can even edit, and you can even edit and change the sizes, color, and other aspect of charts you have made using SPSS. So the major component of SPSS is actually data editor. I will put more focus on data editor. Whenever you are planning to analyze your data, if I give you an example, whenever you want to collect your data from the field, what you first do? You actually first do to make the performa, to make the questionnaire, to generate the questionnaire. Whenever you will go for the analysis of your data, you need to make or generate the performa in SPSS. How you can make or generate the performa in SPSS? If in the lower bottom of your SPSS, left lower bottom of the SPSS, there are mainly 2 windows. One is data view and other is variable view. Data view mean you have entered the data and you are seeing the data. Variable view mean you are making the performa, you are making the questionnaire. The very major part of this SPSS and understanding of SPSS is to make your performa, to handle your data. Many a time we try to learn data analysis directly before learning about how to make performa or how to enter your data in SPSS. So if you can do practice, you can see, if you want to do practice, you can see in the left lower bottom of your SPSS window, there are two buttons available: data variable and variable view. Data view and variable view. Among the variable view, we actually make the performa. If you can see this picture in the bottom, when you will click the variable view, there will be window with the feature of name, type, weight, decimal, label, value, missing, column, align, and measure. Here name means the name of variable, not the name of patient, not the name of subject, not the name of individual, but the name of variable. Type mean which type of data it is. Is it a quantitative or categorical? Here in SPSS, other types of data are given, like your data can be numerical. I already told you about quantitative data. If it is qualitative, you need to select string. This is for qualitative data. And you can even enter date, currency, and other type of data if you need. For type of data, you need to choose very carefully. This is very much important, that will tell you, that will guide you while analyzing your data. If you have written a wrong type here, you may face problem while advanced analysis using SPSS. Width and other characteristics given in variable view are very important to understand as well. Sometimes students come to us and say that my data is not being entered properly. I want to enter name of a patient, but that name of patient is not written, is being written fully. why it is not being written fully? Because we have not adjusted its width actually. For example, if someone name is like Asif Hanif, in Asif Hanif, there are more than 8 character, or if I add Mr. or Doctor with it, it will be add more character. And if you want to write all character with the SPSS, you need to increase the width. And it is very much easy. You can increase the width by typing the number here, or by typing increasing. There will be an increasing and decreasing button. You will, if you will press increasing button, it will increase the width. It will, if you will press the down button, it will decrease the width. And again, a few other important feature, decimals, label, value, and other feature like Meyer. Okay, among the decimal, we can adjust the decimal places in number. For example, if you want to enter someone's body mass index, BMI, and if the patient is telling you the exact body mass index like 27.78, 27.78 mean there are 2 decimal. If you are planning to enter your data for more decimal places, you can also adjust the decimal places here. Label mean here the description of, complete description of your variable. The very important tip here for you people, when you enter the description of your variable in the label, I request to enter the exact description of your variable along with unit. For example, in the name you have written age, and in the label you will write age of patients. In the bracket you will write years. If you are entering weight, you will also write weight of patient, and in the bracket you will write its unit pound or kg. It is very much important. It will help you when there will be a complete data analysis. Value, another very much important feature, values. Values mean if you want to introduce coding of the data, and if I give you a tip, you can introduce values for nominal and ordinal, not for quantitative. And if you want to categorize your quantitative variable, for example, body mass index is a quantitative data, continuous data. You can categorize into low body mass index, normal body mass index, overweight, and obesity. Here you can introduce a coding like 1 for underweight, 2 for normal weight, 3 for overweight, and 4 for obese. And you can also add more categories as per your given criteria. Here I have given example like male is equal to 1 and female is equal to 2. This tip is very much important for you people, when to introduce coding, when in which situation, which type of variables and data can be selected. You can see here in the next slide, I will show you. Among the Meyer, the last feature of this variable view, like this Meyer. Among this Meyer, you have to be very careful for choosing whether it is scale, whether it is nominal, whether it is ordinal. This will also help you people while analyzing your data. If this sign is assigned along with your variable, you do not need to know about the type of variable. It means your data is quantitative. If these balloons are there, it is nominal. If the bars are there, it is ordinal. When I will show you my variable feature of my variables while analyzing data using SPSS, I will show you this sign again. So you need to remember 3 things in while I will tell you about data analysis using SPSS. First, type of data. Second, this Meyer. Third, the coding, when we need to introduce the coding. So here I'm giving you a little description of data. For example, this is my data in which I have collected name of the patient, age of the patient, gender, and severity of the disease. For example, this is a kind of disease, and I have measured here the severity. First of all, before going to SPSS, let's revise which kind of name, type of name could be. String. Very good. If you people have recalled it, string. Which kind of data it is. Age, I am talking about the age, quantitative. Which kind of data it is? Nominal. Which kind of data it is? Ordinal. Because you can see here it is the number. Here it is the number with two categories. Here it is not number. Here it is not number, but order, natural order is given. But severity of the disease is given. So we need to be very careful while entering our data in SPSS. While I will enter age, I have to choose type numerical. While I have to enter gender and severity of disease, let me tell you later which kind of data it will be, because I want to introduce coding here. When I want to introduce coding here, I have made it numerical. I have made it easy for me. I will not write male, I will write 1. I will write 2. If I have introduced some coding, I may take it as numerical variable or as a string variable. But if you are using old versions of SPSS, if you make it nominal, it will not help you in advanced data analysis. If you are using advanced version and you have made it nominal, it will help you in advanced statistical analysis. If you have old version, I give you a tip to make it numerical and introduced some coding, like 1 for male, 2 for female, and here 1 for mild, 2 for moderate, 3 for severe. Here another thing that can make us confusion. Actually, these are not variables. These are data. These are variables: name, age, gender, and severity of disease. Here I have given some description here, which is data and what is variable. Okay, here are some tips for data entry. Look at the data again. There are variables: name, age, gender, and severity of disease. Here are my variable. I have taken actually the screenshot of the description of the data, only to make you understand, people, which kind of measurement scale it is and which kind of data it is. Like serial number 1 2 3 4 5 6, it is a quantitative. It is a open question. Open question means it has no categories. If it has categories, it will be closed. It is nominal. For example, if strings are available, if strings are not available, if it is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, then it could be ratio. It could be ratio. It could be nominal. It could be ratio. Name, definitely it is quality of someone, or only string variable will be used. It is open, and here I will use nominal. Age, definitely it is quantitative. It is open. It is a ratio. If gender and severity disease is taken into consideration, you can see the type of data is qualitative, categorical, qualitative and categorical. Again, name was qualitative but was not categorical. If some data is qualitative and is not categorical, no need to introduce your codings. If data is qualitative and is categorical as well, we need to define coding here in SPSS. So here is a tip when to introduce coding. When the data is qualitative and is categorical, there are categories. Whether it will be nominal if it is only differentiated by its name, and it will be ordinal or if there is some severity of the disease or severity of the variable, or if there is natural order of the data. Keep this picture in your mind. You can make a picture of this slide and you can see on your mobile such kind of data. When I will enter such kind of data in SPSS, the performa will look like this. Serial number, numerical. By default, its width was 8. I didn't change, no problem. Decimal 0. In the label, I entered as serial number. I do not need to add any coding. There was no missing value. I actually take the standard column width already set by SPSS. You can make it right or left align. And among the measure I set is as scale. This is very much important. This is very much important. This is very much important type. And definitely when to introduce the coding. You need to understand now. Okay, the second variable was name. I told you it's a string. When it's a string, name of patient, no coding is needed. There was no missing value. If I made it missing, if I want to introduce as missing value, there may be a unique coding like 99, 999, tetra 9 may be introduced here. If you people will click this button, it will give you few options, which kind of coding you want to assign to your missing value. Age, definitely it is a numerical variable. I set it as numerical variable from my type. Width, definitely by default I have taken. There were few patients who told their ages in decimal, so I made it 2. In description, I told you earlier, I need to write with very appropriate unit as well, and unit is year. No need to define any, introduce any coding. It's a definitely scale. Among the gender, here I may ask you people, you can answer later in the chat box. Gender, it's a numerical. Why I made it numerical? For advanced data analysis, because the older version of SPSS do not support if I make it string in advanced analysis. Why I made it numerical? Because I have introduced coding. This numerical is only due to the introduction of coding as 1 and 2. If you make it string, it's okay, but it will not support you in advanced statistical analysis like logistic regression, like modeling. And here I have made a mistake just to tell you people, when we made it numerical, but it is categorical data, so this should not be scale. I intentionally kept it because few people think that it's numerical, it should be scale. No, it should be nominal. You must change this as nominal, like I have changed here correctly. Here is numerical, severity of disease, like mild, moderate, severe, and here is ordinal. Okay, that's good. And this is the final shape of my entered data, final shape of my data view. Let me tell you again, I told you there are two major buttons in the left bottom of your window. One is variable view, one is data view. All these things were handled in variable views. And when variable view was done and completed, I enter data in data view. And when you will click the data view, there will be an empty window. There will be nothing. You have actually entered this data. You have actually managed to enter this data. So if you want to make graphs, you can choose from the menu graph. You can make bar chart, you can make line chart, you can make area chart, you can make pie chart, you can make box plot, you can make scatter plot, you can make histogram here. This window is very much important to understand how to develop or make your graphs and charts. So it was in the main menu, graphs. I will give you few description. I will analyze a data in front of you. If you want to calculate descriptive statistics, you need to go to analyze. Like earlier we clicked graph. Now you have to click analyze. If you see under the analysis, all possible analysis is available. Like if you want to make the frequency table, you need to click this. If you want to calculate descriptive statistics, you need to click this. If you want to make cross tabulation, 2x2 table, you need to click this. If you want to make any plot, PP and QQ plot, I actually understand you know all these things. If you do not know all these things and you need a very elementary and basic knowledge of biostatistics, you need to have an eye on this web page of AIMS. We will regularly update regarding the elementary courses as well. You can join those courses later. when there will be introduction to descriptive biostatistics, inferential biostatistics, even there will be few talks on research methodologies as well. So if I click frequency, what will happen? There will be a button of statistics. If I click statistics, what will happen? You can calculate all descriptive statistics in a single window. If you people are involved in manual calculation of mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, skewness, kurtosis, percentile, decile, you know it take usually your 4 to 5 hours. But while clicking here, entering your data in this window, within a second, you will get your analysis. If you will click cross tab, such kind of window will come. And among cross tab, you can enter one variable in row and other in column, because I am making 2 cross 2 table. If you click the statistics, you can apply chi-square, you can apply correlations here, but these correlations are for categorical data, not the standard correlations. For standard correlation, you can see here, here is a correlate, here is a regression. If you want to apply t-test, if you want to apply ANOVA, if you want to apply paired sample t-test, if you want to apply independent sample t-test, you can click compare mean. This window will come. Any of test you want to apply, just click and enter your variables. If you want to apply find correlation, you need to click correlate. If you want to apply any of the regression analysis, you can click regression. So here I want to demonstrate all these things for you people so that you can make it very easy, and so that it can make very easy understanding. So I have to new share. Here is a data of SPSS. I have already opened it. Look, सर जरा देखिएगा SPSS की विंडो नजर आ रही है?
जी आ रही है सर.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, you can see I told you in the lower bottom there is data view, there is variable view. In variable view, I entered all the data and made all possible changes, settings. You can see here in the label, I entered all variables with the possible units. I made very relevant type of data where the width was needed 8. I let it 8. Where it was needed higher, I changed it. You can see from the lower and upper button, you can increase or decrease the width. Here I have entered the label along with the possible units. I set the type of data according to the nature of variable. Here is the entered data. I actually did not want to tell you how you will enter. I think it is enough to tell you people how to set your performa, how to generate your performa, how to make it, and then I directly took and entered data. For example, if you want to make pie chart, you have to go to graph, legacy dialog. For example, you want to make pie chart. Here is a pie chart. Define. When you will press the button define, for example, age of month, for example, I want to see about the study groups. Let's see which kind of study group it is. I just selected, I tell you again, I just selected from the left pane and shifted in the define slice by. Only press OK. Your analysis will be done in another window, that is output. If you remember, I told you about the components of SPSS. There it was an output viewer. So here is an output viewer. Then there was a chart editor. For example, I double click this chart. There is a chart editor. Here is chart editor. If you want to enter number on it, you can press this button, or you can like this, hide legend. You can also edit. Okay, I just clicked the shortcut key here. Here is percentage is added. If you want to add count as well, count is added. Just apply it. that you can close your chart editor. If you want to make it more better, more beautiful, you can do many things with this chart. For example, I want to explode it. It is exploded. For example, you want to change the color. Just click on the color you want to change. For example, I make it orange. Let's suppose I'm usually not good with my color schemes. You can again make it blue. You can close this chart editor to go to the output viewer. Here is the output viewer. So you similar way, you can make bar charts. Here is the bar. You can make simple bar chart. If you want to plot your 2x2 table, you can make cluster bar chart. You can make stacked bar chart. For example, I just want to make a simple bar chart. Define for simple bar chart. Let's see, for example, let's see age of mother or parity. Let's suppose parity. Just shift in category axis, press OK. Here parity is plotted within a nanosecond. Okay, you can go to graph again. You can make histogram. Now you need to learn in which type of data, which graph is an appropriate technique. For example, I want to apply age of mother. I want to make histogram for age of mother. Click display normal curve, press OK. Here histogram is made. Histogram actually tells you the shape of data. Here the shape of data is bell shape, very ideal, very ideal presentation of the data here. Okay, for example, you want to make a box plot to identify the outliers. For example, I want to see if there are outlier in the data like age of mother with respect to study groups. Press OK. We will take a question answer session in last 10 minutes, inshallah. Here you can see the box plot is made and here are too many dots. Too many dots show that there are outlier in the data. We need to look into the data if these entries are mistakenly entered or it's an original data. If it is an original data, then few remedies must be needed. Then appropriate statistical analysis is needed. Okay, the most widely used chart, I have given demonstration for the most widely used charts. For example, I want to calculate mean, median, mode, and all these descriptive statistics in the for the quantitative data. For example, go to analyze descriptives. For example, I want to calculate this for gestational age. For example, age at marriage, age of father, age at marriage. Under the option button, you can set your further descriptive statistics, but by default, 4 descriptive statistics are already checked here. Let it be, press OK. So the mean gestational age was, for example, this is my categorical data, mistakenly entered. The age is 28. Age at marriage is 21, 33, and 26. Now, the thing I told you while analyzing my data, if there are balloons button, it shows your nominal data. Look, this is balloon button. If it is scale, it is quantitative data. If it is an ordinal data, there must be bars. Let's see if there is any ordinal data. In this data, there is no ordinal data. No ordinal data was taken. So no problem at all. If there is no ordinal data, there is no sign of ordinal data. All are nominal and scale data. For example, you want to make frequency tables. Let's suppose HB level at time of delivery. This is data basically was taken at the time of newborn birth to identify the risk factor for preterm birth. Mode of delivery, for example, fetal distress. You can enter as maximum as possible you want to enter. These are the frequency tables which you need to enter in your research article or thesis. For example, I want to calculate more advanced descriptive statistics. This descriptive statistics didn't give you advanced. There were no deciles, percentiles, quartiles. But here in frequency table, let it me reset. Age of mother, for example, takes very simple variables. Age at marriage, age of father, weight of mother, and I took 5 variables. Among the statistics, look, there are all central tendency. If you have any background knowledge about the central tendency, mean, median, mode, percentile values, quartiles, and percentile deciles, dispersion like standard deviation, range, and variance, distribution behavior, skewness, and kurtosis. For example, I want to calculate mean, median, mode, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, range. Continue. I do not need frequency table for quantitative data. Just press OK. Here is the descriptive statistics is given in a single table. You can see the mean age, median age, mode, standard deviation, range, minimum, and maximum. You need to treat this table according to the pattern and requirement of any research journal, or if you are taking this table in your thesis, see the guidelines given by the thesis by your department. Every department has their own guidelines to paste these table. Like if I talk about our style, Faculty of Allied Health Sciences, we take a regular table. And if I take the example of Punjab University, social sciences departments, they take APA style. For example, they take Harvard style, academic style. There are I mixed basically reference style and table style. You keep to take table style in your mind. Okay, so there are different styles. You can convert these styles. If I right click it, go to table looks. If I go to table looks, these are the academic styles like compact. You can see the table is being changed. Compact academic, you can see the layout of table is totally changed. Press OK. The layout of table is changed now. Okay. Okay. If you want to do advanced analysis, like you want to apply chi-square, go to cross tab. For example, I want to apply chi-square with my study groups. Study group is dependent because it depends on these different factors. Let's suppose study group mean the baby was preterm or full term. Is it dependent on, let's suppose take any demographic variable like age of mother. Go to statistics, press chi-square, continue, press OK. Here 2x2 table is generated. You can see there were 1202 full term, 306 preterm, and if you see the p-value, whenever in SPSS you apply chi-square, under the column of asymptotic significant, here is p-value. Against the chi-square, here is p-value. Now, I am actually considering the background knowledge of biostatistics so that you can only do data analysis using SPSS. And if you require what is p-value, what is hypothesis testing, then you need to attend other webinars in which I will clear all these terms, all these concepts. Here, I am considering that you know what is hypothesis and p-value. If this p-value is less than 0.05, there is association. We say after applying chi-square, if this p-value is less than 0.05, there is association. I can say there is association between preterm birth and age of the mother. So this was about chi-square. Even you can apply t-test. For example, go to compare. Let's suppose you want to compare gestational age. You want to compare, let's suppose, age of mother. For example, age of mother in these study groups. I want to test the age of mother in a study group. That is my grouping variable. Define group. For example, my coding is 1 and 2 or 0 or 1. Let it be. Continue. Press OK. Okay. No problem. My coding was 1 and 0 and 1. Instead of for 2, I have to write 0 because there was an error. Continue. Okay. Here is preterm. Among preterm, the mean age of mother was 30. Among full term, the mean age was 27. Apparently, it is looking that the preterm babies were born to elder mothers, and full term babies were born to younger mothers because their age was, mother's age was 30. Here, the mother age was 27. So here is the p-value. In short, here is the p-value. It's significant as well. If significant as well, we can say there is mean difference between the between the age of mothers in preterm and term group. So you can also apply other statistical techniques like paid sample t-test, like one-way ANOVA. One-way ANOVA is actually an advanced statistical technique that is being used for comparison of mean when there are more than two groups. When there are more than two groups. Again, if you want to learn these concepts, when to apply one sample t-test, when to apply independent t-test, we will have another session. This session is being considered for those who have the basic elementary knowledge of biostatistics. That's why its title is Data Analysis Using SPSS. Okay, you can do many things in SPSS, like if I give you some tips. If you want to transform your data, if you want to recalculate your data, like if you go to transform, you can compute new variable. For example, you want to compute these gestational ages. These are actually given in weeks. If you want to convert these gestational ages into months, then what will we do? Go to transform, compute this gestational age. I wrote gestational age in month, GM, for example. If I want to convert weeks into months, I will divide it by 4, is it? I want to convert my one variable into another variable. This is very much challenging for the students because there are 4 weeks in a month, and if it is 37 week, you can divide it by 4 to convert your data into months. For example, why I am giving you this demonstration, many a time students want to change the scale of their data. So if the data is existing, there is a data, you can change by applying a simple formula from transform and the other steps to follow. Press OK. At the very end of my data, the last column is actually the gestational ages in months. I am browsing. So the baby was born at 8 month, 9 month, 8, 10 month, 9 month, 11 month. So these were the actually rough, the rough estimation of the months. You can also take your data, you can also recode your data when the data is quantitative. For that, you need to go to transform. For example, here is the option of recode into same variable. You want to replace that variable into new variable. You want to recode into different variable. Your variable will be existed and you will have another new variable. Okay. So it was all about, actually the purpose of this webinar was to introduce you SPSS so that you can use it in your daily activities. And actually I want to tell you people, there is nothing difficult if you have a basic and elementary knowledge of data and biostatistics. And if you are doing it on Excel or doing it on other software or doing it manually, SPSS can help you to make chart, to test the hypothesis, to give the descriptive statistics, to put your data, to have your data as a graphical and tabular form.